Hi, I'm Natalie, and French fries make me happy.
Hi, I'm Carina, and Chinese and Korean dramas make me happy.
Mm. Hi, I'm Nicki, and let's see. So many things make me happy. Hashtag blast. No, but really, the first thing that came to mind was a dry, lightly dirty martini with blue cheese stuffed olives. Makes me happy.
Mm,
That's very
okay.
specific.
It is very specific, but here's the thing: when which you obviously would not know, but when someone is putting together a cocktail for you, when there's a certain like a Manhattan has a just a certain exact. I mean, you can get it a little bit sweeter or a little bit, but when it comes to a martini, there is a whole spectrum of ways that you can have it. Maybe you want more vermouth. Very few people do. Maybe you want little to no vermouth. Do you want it to be a gin martini? Do you want it to be a vodka martini? Do you want it to be dirty? Means that there's more olive juice. There's olive juice in it. Extra dirty means lots of olive juice. Lightly dirty means just a touch of olive juice. And then, of
I
course,
like mine filthy.
you do like
I
filthy.
like I want the vermouth swirled in the glass and spit out.
Mm-hmm.
I want it
Mm-hmm.
with gin. I
Mm-hmm.
want it filthy. And yeah, blue cheese olive is like
Love a blue cheese
preferably
olive.
three of them.
Yeah.
Is just to die for. Maybe that's what I'll have for dinner tonight.
And French fries.
With a side of fries.
I think that's amazing. We did. I was with you for a month, and we somehow didn't end up going to any of the places that were like grown up Happy Meal.
Yeah, girls
Dang.
happy meal.
Yeah.
Well, you have to come back.
Okay. I'll be there in 4 days. Just saying. I really should go home for Mother's Day to my mom. She's expecting me. I just swing by
That's
Phoenix on the
cute.
way.
Because it's not out of the way at all.
I at this point I mean so well I drove my the original plan was to be in Phoenix to Salt Lake up to Bear Lake and then take Bear Lake over to Germantown, Wisconsin. Too much information, don't stalk me. Um I mean not that town that I just noted. Um the but then being that Bear Lake was too much for me, being back down in Salt Lake, now it is just all over the place. I don't even know. I don't even know. And part of me is like, well, I'm out here. Should I add an extra leg on and go up to Montana for a night? I don't know why, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I live.
You guys can't see me. I'm just shaking my head. No, like no to Montana.
Why? Why did it pop into your mind though? There might be something there, like a
Well,
dude ranch.
I mean, a dude, a ranch full of dudes. That's what I need. I need a ranch full of dudes where you just go and you pick out the one you want. The age, the weight, the size. Oh, gee, I wish I was back in the army. Oh,
Oh,
see, you got it.
little, I know that little white Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um. Anyway,
Little Bing Crosby
a little
and
bit of
Deb
a
Clooney.
digression.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about
No,
rituals.
it's not Deb.
Deb Clooney,
It's not. It's
Deborah
not. No,
Clooney.
no, it's not
Yes.
Deborah Clooney. No. And now I can't think of what it is, but it's definitely not Deborah Clooney. It's Vera Ellen, Bing Crosby, and it's not Deborah.
Oh, it is. Okay, hold on.
It is
Mm.
Rosemary Clooney.
Oh, you're right.
Yes, it's
Deborah
okay.
Carr,
Deborah Carr, Rosemary Clooney.
Rosemary Clooney. I got the
Yes,
Clooney right. Dang it.
you did. You did. So
Darn
good on
it.
that
And
front.
that's the podcast.
And
Thanks for listening.
thanks. Like and subscribe. Where we list out actors and actresses that we can only remember part of their names. And then we look it up. Again, our audience loves us. Um, I don't know. How do we get on the topic of where I
We're
was
talking
driving?
today about joy rituals, rituals that
Joy.
bring us joy, and it is
Yes.
sparked by Nikki's newly formed habit.
Yes, my joy meditation. I
Hmm
can't remember if we talked about this in the podcast at all, but a friend of Natalie's who I'd say is a new friend of mine, or at least a new acquaintance, does something every morning, effectively a meditation. And then she was talking about how she's had all these like crazy manifestations, kind of like stuff that in the right place at the right time. Like I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should give this a try. But her whole thing is that she's like, I spend some time and I think about something in my life or my past that has brought me joy. And then as I keep that joyful emotion, and then I think about things that I want to call in. And I'm like, I can do that. And it's not the first time I'd heard that, obviously, like, oh, visualize, meditate, blah, blah, blah. But I think partially because she was like, when she was describing this business trip she went on where she kept being like seated next to the exact people that she anyway. And but I kind of thought, you know what? I can commit to spending 11 minutes. I don't know why I decided 11 minutes, but 11 minutes every morning getting myself into a feeling of I don't know that I get to joy. I think I get to happiness, and then I can carry that. I don't know if I quite get to joy. First thing in the morning is a little hard to get to joy. But I will say it's been very good. First of all, it's just been a very pleasant experience. Very easy to skip though, right? It'd be so easy to get out of bed and be like, oh, just do it later. It has to be first thing in the morning for me. And there have been some times when I have to get up, so then I make sure I'm getting up early enough. Like when we were in Phoenix and we had to take Carina to the airport. Not had to, but we wanted to take Carina to the. In fact, I think Carina tried to insist that we not take you, but we wanted to take you. But I knew I wanted to get my joy meditation in first, so I got up a little extra early. But I sit up in bed. I set my timer for 11 minutes. And then I just do it. And there have been actually even a couple times this week that I've kind of woken up, and you know how you wake up and you're kind of like, like, oh, I guess it's another day. Doing the joy meditation gets me into a better state. I'm like, okay, all right, let's get into this place. Where previously it would have been so much easier to just go, okay.
We need to talk about this 1 second though, because when you were saying that, Nicki, I was like, that doesn't happen to me.
You never wake up in a funk?
No, like that. What? I don't. No, that doesn't happen to me.
Really? You never wake up with kind of like,
no.
What is your what? Fascinating. What is your emotion as you wake up?
Well, the previous episode we talked about dreams and stuff, and usually if I figured something out, I wake up and I'm like, oh, let's go get it done.
That's okay. That is so you. That is that you. Your eyes go up, and then you just hop out of bed and go do something.
Well, and that's why I have built my entire beauty routine, if you want to call it that, to be 15 minutes. So I get ready in about 15 minutes. Usually my hair is already done. Like if there's a day I have to curl my hair that takes longer, right? But like, I'm only doing my hair every 4 days or whatever. So that's part of the reason I get my lashes done. So I don't have to do mascara. And I literally powder, lipstick, throw clothes on, go. And it's because I'm like ready. Like, and right now I also take Charlie to school. So I run downstairs, I get his lunch ready. He's like, usually I make him some breakfast. We might eat it in the car. We listen to an Audible book. Like right now we just finished Fablehaven. So now we're doing Dragon Watch. And then I'm super excited to like 8 o'clock. I'm walking into the backyard, which by the way, the reason I know it's 8 o'clock is because I accidentally set our sprinklers to that time as well. So I get sprinkled on every single day. So I'm like, Josh, we got to change that because it's annoying to get sprinkled on at 8 o'clock every morning when I walk to the barn.
Dodging the.
Oh yeah, no. Thunder just runs right through it. The dog just runs through it. He's like totally wet by the time. Anyway, so then I come and I just sit down. And since I do my whole week planning and my digital planning way in advance, usually by that Sunday, I have the page already open to what I'm starting to, and I just immediately dive into the thing I'm going to do. I never feel dread for the day. I just don't. I'm usually like, okay, this is what we're doing today.
But and like, and not even always dread, but sometimes it's just like, oh,
no,
fascinating to me.
Natali?
I'm trying to think when I wake up in the morning, my first inclination is I cannot wait to have a cup of coffee. I'm so excited for my cup of coffee. Like I love it. I want the warmth, I want the smell, I want the taste. So like I am just like a beeline to the coffee pot. And I make my coffee. More recently, actually, since Nicki was in Phoenix, I wake up and I hit Anita Ward, Ring My Bell. And
Mm-hmm.
I just dance while I wait for my coffee to the song that's like forever long. And I love it. And it puts me in a good mood. I would not say I ever wake up with the experience of like eyes wide open, bing, like, let's go. I can't wait to take on the day. Like, that is never an experience. Like, for me, I wake up, I have my coffee, I do a little dance. I'm walking Nico for 45 minutes to an hour. I come back, then I get in. Um, if I am super anxious and like there's like now, like so much on my plate, the very first thing I want to do is wake up, get my coffee, and then go straight to my computer. So Nico is usually the thing that like makes me go on a walk first before I get any work done. But if I don't have him for some reason, then I go straight to the computer. But it's not like a feeling of like, yeah, I'm gonna tackle the day. It's like I'm anxious, let's go. Like I have work to do. I don't think I ever wake up and say like, meh. Like I don't have I know I never have dread for the day, but I do have fatigue sometimes when I wake up. Like I'm still tired. I have that feeling sometimes, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to like work myself out of this, which the dancing helps and the coffee helps, but and the walking helps. Um, so I'd say like first thing waking up, I'm kind of like in this middle neutral zone.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I wonder
Is that
if
kind of,
that's
you just kind of
genetic.
assume that everybody's like you are, like, well, obviously I know you guys feel this. No, clearly not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I have a.
kind of
Oh, go ahead,
I was
Karina.
gonna say, I kind of think this might be a little bit genetic because it's so funny because we have stories of my little sister Sweekum, who would literally make her bed at night, have her clothing on before she went. This is when she was little. Have her clothing for the next day on, ready to go. She would sleep on top of her bedding because she didn't want to mess up her bed and wake up the next morning and be like, okay, it's time to go. Like she's already dressed and ready for the day when we were like, I'm sure like she was 6 or 7 or whatever. But like, yeah, that feels very like the Lund way. Like, okay, let's do it. We're gonna do the day. Like, what do we have?
I have a friend, Mel, and she sometimes describes she wakes up before her alarm clock every day. I also
Me
have another
too.
friend who doesn't even set an alarm clock, and I'm just like, if I don't set an alarm clock, I'm sleeping 12 hours. Legit 10 to 12 hours I could sleep. So I have to set an alarm clock, but she wakes up before her alarm clock and she describes it exactly like you, Nikki, where it's like, bing, that's what she does with her eyes, like, bing, I'm up, let's go, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh
Okay,
my gosh.
I thought everybody did this, so I set my alarm every day for 7 a.m. and I always wake up at 6:58. Like
Mm.
2 minutes before. And you guys, I was just in DC and I thought, oh, I'm going to be off. Da, da, da. It took 2 days for me to get back on that schedule. I woke up, it was more like 6:40 because my body still was. I woke and I was trying to sleep in. Like specifically, I was like, I'm going to
Mm.
sleep in. I still woke up 6:40 DC time. Like, bing, like it's time to get up. And so I just
I
got up.
I'm a snoozer. I can't remember. It's like very unusual that I wouldn't snooze. Like the alarm goes off and I like click it and I like just like sleep again for another 15 minutes or so.
Well, I
Ooh,
do
I haven't
that.
snoozed in
I
a
do
while.
click the snooze button sometimes, especially if I want to
Mm-mm.
stay snuggled in bed for a little bit. And also because I'm kind of like still thinking about what I'm going to do that day. Like almost like a strategy session all by myself.
That happens for the 8 hours while you're sleeping. This is genius.
I wake up and I'm kind of like, oh, what was I going to do today? Oh, yeah, I've got this, this, and this. I do tend to pull out the things that I'm very excited to do for the day. But then also, I mean, I think I just must get an inordinate amount of dopamine from checking things off.
Yes. Yes, I remember in Bear Lake, you're like, it's time for me to check something else off. I got to go do something. So that was very clear. But one of the things I think I struggle with, so I've been listening to a morning meditation I really, really love. However, I'm very curious. I'd like to try the joy meditation. I'd like to focus on something that has brought me joy and then call in what I want. I have an issue where, like, sometimes I don't know what I'm calling in. Like, I don't know what specifically I want to call in. And so I have
Mm.
a hard time visualizing.
I bet if you really thought, you could think of like a couple of things, like some mornings, and I will kind of just go with, like, there's some mornings where I'm in my house and I'm sitting and drinking coffee and like looking out at my backyard and my lovely pool.
Mm.
Sometimes I
Wait, are
told you
you
guys
doing
this.
that right now? Like, do you look out to the window and see your lovely pool, Nikki?
I do have that's the lovely pool is in my front yard right now. So but this morning, my husband and I were sitting and looking out in our lovely. But sometimes I've had you guys and I have been in Italy and talking about like some great stuff that's happened to us. I can see you from the balcony of my room. I see you guys down there. You guys are already down for breakfast. I see you from the balcony of my room. Then I come down and then sat down with you guys and we had breakfast and talked about some cool stuff that are the people who work for us had sent in, like some cool wins. um
Mm. I
but I
love that.
think, yeah, I think if you play with it a little bit, or
Yeah.
just like, ooh, what would feel really nice, because it doesn't have to be a big win, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
looking at your your Vanguard account and seeing 30 million. It can
Right.
just be like, ooh, like you could even like, the three of us met up in Savannah, or the three of us go
Yes.
and meet up in the Maldives, or the three, or
Yeah.
just anything.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, not that I'm trying to tell you what to do, even though I very
No, no, I
clearly, I
appreciate
guess I
that.
am telling
Sometimes
you
I
what
think
to
I
do.
just get stuck in like, well, how do I know what I really want? You know? So,
Well, maybe you won't know what you really want. You just have to like keep doing the
yeah.
meditation over and over again. And I bet the ones that bring you the most joy or that you feel like are the ones you really want will come up again and again. I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking about that for me because I don't do a joy meditation, but sometimes I daydream. And my daydreams usually revolve, I don't even want to say this out loud.
Ooh, now you have to.
No, because they're just silly, but it's just like, Josh and I meeting in a bar for the first time again and him picking
Oh,
me up. You know what I mean? Like that
yeah.
kind of thing. And I have it very visualized. And so because of that, it's like, I mean, I'm with Josh, he's my husband, but like it kind of brings the romance back and this whole
Yeah.
Yeah.
idea of romanticizing your life. I feel like in order for me to really do that, I kind of dream up scenarios where, it's romantic.
I love that. I saw on Instagram recently, I'm like, that's a fun relationship I'd like to be in. It was a woman and she was just in bed, and all you can see is like her legs and feet. It's like she's like recording out. And she's like, husband, I want you to flirt with me. Like, I need you to flirt right now. And then he just like comes in and he's got his shirt off and he's wearing this like Spartan mask and he's like, what? I'm like, that's fun. You know what I mean? Like, keep that spark alive. That's what you
Hmm.
reminded me of when you were, fantasizing about like Josh picking you up at a bar.
Yeah. So those are the types of things that I don't think I do a joy meditation per se, but I will think about those things throughout the day and it makes it more fun. Like we're going on a date tonight. It makes it more fun when I go on the date because then it feels special somehow. Which is so funny because we always go on a Friday night date, but it's like, wow, how do you mix this up? We've been married for 25 years. You're like trying to find new ways to mix it up.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Clearly his
Yeah.
way to mix it up was to come try to kick Nikki out of us watching a show last
Good
night.
luck, buddy. Good luck. I hate to break to you. I'm always going to win. Always.
What are other rituals you guys have?
I don't know if I have other specific joy rituals, but I think in terms of self-care, which is actually kind of, I will tell you this, but it's kind of ironic now that I'm basically coming back from Bear Lake and being like, I can't be alone anymore. Um, but one of the things that I know that I need to do, so I guess this crosses off the list for a while, is I need to do like a personal retreat every
Mm.
6 months or so. I think I've mentioned this to you. I say every 6 months, and it usually ends up being more like once a year. But I need to go away for a weekend. It needs to be ideally a place that I have not been to before. And it doesn't even have to be like, oh, I've never been to, but it has to be like a hotel room that is, it's unfamiliar to me. Like it can't be the same walls I've seen before. And it has to be Friday through Sunday, because I know that on Friday I will get there and I will spend a lot of Friday night being like, what are you doing? Oh my God, I can't believe you took this weekend away. You have so much stuff to be doing. Why are you like, what a waste of time. Are you out of your mind? And then that voice like it has to dial all the way up so that it can dial all the way down, because then by Saturday, like Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, I'm like, oh, oh yeah. this is why I have to do this. And it all releases so that by Sunday morning, I'm feeling like connected to myself again. And I will usually pack up like I like to be in a hotel that I can either go down to the bar for dinner or I can get room service. I always pack up some supplies with me though, like an apple, some brie, some bread, some Nutella, a bottle of wine, like just basic stuff that I can configure into snacks slash a meal. I've learned that I can't watch television because television ruins it. You can't relax if you're watching television. You just taste it. I can read as much as I want to, and I can read anything that I want to. That only helps, but TV ruins it. And yeah, it is very necessary. And part of why I don't do it every 6 months the way that I know that I should is because I get into my head beforehand and go, you cannot afford to take this time away. You can't, like, you should be working this weekend. You have so much stuff to do. Why don't you just work through the weekend? And then maybe you can do it next month, or maybe you can. And it sounds like it's a reasonable part of my mind, but it is the resistance part of my mind trying to get me to the point where I am burned out and then I can't do anything.
Nicki, is the point of it to relax you? Is that the
Yeah.
point of going away? So
It's
you don't work during that time. You
no,
just
no.
literally try to you're allowed to read
Mhm.
and you are
I'm
just
allowed to
trying to.
read. I can journal.
So it's a brain break.
Yes. And it is very,
I've
very,
never done one of those.
it is something that I need. And every time I come back from it, I'm even on it. I'm like, oh, thank God I did this. Oh, because I spend so much time focusing on all these little things and keeping myself dialed up to this high degree, even though I live, well, when I did, I live alone. So it's not like, but there's just something about, being in your own home. There's all the stuff you have to do in your house. And there's always like your
Yeah.
computer's always there. So and I take my computer with me in case there's some kind of, I don't know, work emergency, but I never pull it out. It's like a safety blanket.
Do you
Um,
like hang out by the pool, things like that?
yeah, if there's a pool, certainly.
Mhm.
And sometimes I'd get up there and I'm like, by the time I get in there, I just like stay in the hotel room for a lot of it. Like I went and stayed in, Newport, Rhode Island, I think they had a pool. But it was a nice, like I'll usually get myself a nice big room, a suite if I can. So there's some space, different space. Like, oh, I'm going to journal over here in this corner. I'm going to journal if I can get a place with a balcony, even better. But I find it very, very freeing to be in a space that is new to me and to basically be like, you can't think about work, or you can think about work, but you're not going to be doing strategizing this weekend. You can think about work in the sense of a big picture, like where do I want to be in a year? Where do I want to be in 5 years? But I find it very necessary and very helpful for
You're
Natali,
myself.
do you?
reminding me, yeah, you're reminding me of something I used to do, and I'm just now realizing I let it fall off,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically pretty much twice a year. I would do a retreat, a private retreat where I would go to, this was before we had our cabins, but like I would go rent a cabin somewhere. And it was inspired. I know it's like Bill Gates, he does this like think week where it's
Yeah.
like he gets away for a week and he just reads and a lot of times it's like business stuff or like articles and he just like removes himself from the outer world so he can like, and I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. And I really loved it. And sometimes I would take my dog and just like sit on the porch swing, go on walks. I do love to do big brainstorming there. Like I'm not
Mm,
against working in these situations, not like the tedious work of like I'm going to record
yes.
videos. It's literally like the deep I'm going to grow here.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, man, I haven't done that probably since we got our cabins because it's like you got cabins, just go there. But there was something special about I'm going to try this new place. I'm going to go here. I'm going to get away. I always packed like some food and drinks or whatever. I would typically go for like 4 or 5 days. I might book something like that, put it on
I
the
think you should.
agenda. Something new. Usually, I'm not really interacting with other people. It's pretty secluded.
Mm-hmm.
Although, talk about a bad dream. So to carry over from the podcast that last week's
Previous
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was in one of these places and it was pretty secluded. And I had a dream that somebody broke into the room I was sleeping in at that cabin, basically assaulted me.
Oh my
And I
God.
remember waking up and being like, I'm afraid to go back to sleep. So I'm now wondering, maybe I shouldn't be so secluded.
Book a
Um,
hotel.
I know, but the hotel, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go hang out at the pool and I'm gonna go, maybe there's people to talk to. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. But I did
Mhm.
really, really enjoy getting away. And there was something very like powerful about it. Have you ever done
Mhm.
that, Karina? Like not at your own place, but
Not, I've never booked a place just for me and it hasn't been a work reason, right? So, like,
Mm.
anytime I've ever booked something and I'm like, oh, I'm booking a hotel, it's literally to be away from my family so I could get the work done. That would be
Mhm.
the only reason to do it. I'm not saying I wouldn't do something like this, but I'm going to say this. I just have a lot of people in my life, you guys know, and there's a lot of people that need time with me, my children, my husband, like, and so actually the best like kind of ritual that I'd like to keep in place just happened this last December. You've heard me talk about it, and that is Josh and I went to Maui basically for a weekend to do annual planning for our family, and we spent that time bucket listing our lives. And maybe that's the difference between maybe doing it alone versus with somebody else, like, because
hmm.
Josh and I do everything together, even though we have our separate careers and all of that. It would be very hard for me to imagine all of these things I'm going to do with my life without him also talking about the stuff he wants to do so we could mesh our lives together. So that would be the closest thing. And last year we did one bucket list, but we did three experiences together where like it, that's kind of what I want to do. I don't know if I
Hmm.
want to do something alone.
I have a bucket list kind of, and I think I will end up doing it alone, but I think it would be like a beautiful thing to do with your partner. And there is a place here called Castle Hot Springs. Google
Mm.
it, I dare you. It is gorgeous. You need like a 4x4 vehicle to get to it. It's in the middle of the
Mhm.
desert, and they have these hot springs there. It's all like inclusive in terms of it's not like it's a very, very small resort, but it's like wellness based and everything's curated natural, like farm to table. And it's just like this very, very boutique-y, bougie
Mm.
getaway in the middle of the desert where you're just surrounded by beautiful waterfalls and hot springs and the nature. And I want to do that so bad. I think like it's like 1,200 a night.
Oh, it's like a Canyon Ranch kind of, except with
It's like
fewer
super,
massages.
yeah. So I think maybe that will
Ooh.
be a gift after my book is released or something just to go,
Ooh, that's a good idea.
and then you can go on a hike to different springs and just like I want to do that.
This place is lovely.
I
Yes.
I
know.
accepted your dare. Wow.
Me too. It's
Isn't it
gorgeous.
beautiful?
It
And like I
is
think
beautiful.
it's super close to me, but to get there is like maybe 45 minutes because it's all in the desert, like on the bumpy trails to get there. Like it's kind of, I
Mhm.
drove past it one day just to kind of check and they even have like a pickleball court. Not that I would, you pretty much have to go with somebody to play that there, but um
Necessarily. I can't find rates for any of the nights. Can you find anything, Chris? I assume that's what you're looking
yeah,
for.
there's a way to do it. I think it's like on a PDF, like download based on
Oh,
the
it's crazy
year.
because it was trying to go like look at rates and it's like there are no rooms at all available forever. Um,
Yeah.
but I think you could still
It
interact.
just seems so peaceful and um I could see like you and Josh doing something like this, Karina.
Yeah, I could see us doing that as well. I love that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm anti doing something by myself. I just haven't considered it. Is that so weird?
No, I mean you're to your point, your life is very and also has been basically forever, right? I mean, since you were 19,
19?
20, yeah,
Yeah.
like your life has significantly involved other people. So I don't doesn't really surprise me that it hasn't been on your radar, but
I
something to
think
think
it's
about,
a
maybe not.
lovely idea, But I know me and I'd want to use it for work. So every time I've like snuck
And
away,
that's the thing. You
I,
can't. Your
I
brain's going to
know
try to make you do it. You have to not.
it would be really hard for me not to want to just work. And when I say work, it could be, and I have hidden away for these things. You guys, I don't even consider it work. Sewing quilts for a new fabric line. Like for
Mm.
me, like there's a lot of creativity involved with some of those things. Just
Hmm.
designing, like spending a lot of time designing. I had to work on a new fabric line a few years ago, and I had to hide away from my family to work on that fabric line. So, like to me, that work is so fun and joyful because I'm creating. Like, I think it's different, but
Hmm.
maybe not. I don't know.
I was wrong about the prices. It's anywhere from 1,800 to 3,600 a night.
Oh my God, just book it. Just book it. Oh my
Oh, that's so
God. I'm so
crazy.
embarrassed for you. It's so cheap. Just book it.
I
Fish.
have a little thing that brought me some unexpected, like, just
Oh,
delight when in DC. Remember, Karina, when we had dinner and you were getting into your Uber, or we weren't sure it was your Uber, but I was gonna like run home because I'm cold, and you're like, I think that's my Uber in this Hilton across the street, and I'm like, well, text me when you're on your way, right? And then I'm running and I'm getting to the hotel room. Like, she didn't text me. So I went to the Find My Friends and I could see you driving across the bridge. I'm like, okay, she's in her Uber. Like, it was like I've never done that before, but I really enjoyed that. Like, okay, I can rest now. But then I forgot I didn't text you, so you were like, "Did you get to your hotel room?" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
I should have checked it. I don't, that's not my first inclination. I know there are families who have like Life 360, they can see their whole family. Our family doesn't do that. I
Yeah.
don't know why we don't. We just don't. And so it was funny when Nikki, you and I all put ourselves on our friend feed. And then when I arrived in DC and you were like, look, Karina, it's 10 minutes away from me because we're both in DC. I was like, oh, I forgot we had that. We can
I
literally
forgot
see.
so too, but for some reason, that's the first time I looked at it since we started following each other. And I was like, oh, this will be fun, you know? Like sad face Nikki's too far away, you know? And then that's when Nikki's like, oh, darn it, left my phone in Utah.
jeepers. Here I am in DC. Yeah, it is cute, isn't it? To be like, oh my gosh, I see my friend.
Yes.
Even when they're far away, like I was driving to come to you, Natalie, and Melody was like, hey, so how's I don't know where I was, Oklahoma. Who knows where I was? She's like, how's Oklahoma? And I was like, oh, I forgot we put we share each other's location. So you know
Yes.
exactly where I am. Yeah. It is. I agree. It is a joyful thing to be like, I
Hmm.
miss my friend.
You guys
Hmm.
haven't talked about this very much, but I do think you need to explain to people the ringing the bell thing that you guys do because I think, are you guys both? It sounds like Natalie, you're doing it as a little ritual for yourself in the morning.
I
Nikki, are
listened to
you
it
doing
yesterday
it?
morning. Wait, where was I? Was I here yesterday morning, or where was I yesterday? Bear Lake yesterday morning. Yes, I listened to it yesterday morning. Not every morning, but I should do it every morning.
It's just got a fun, good vibe. Like I feel like, well, supposedly it has like woo-woo magical properties that's supposed to bring in all your wishes and desires. But beyond that, it's just like it's a long song and it's just a great way to like start the day and just dance and move while you're waiting for your coffee. And it's
Mhm.
just so like random. Like it's so silly. Ring My Bell, that's the song I'm listening to the first thing in the morning. I just kind of love it. The other thing I've really been getting into, but I'm curbing it because I don't want to be spending so much money is really cute pajamas. So like at nighttime and in the morning, I can feel a little bit better about instead of looking like a homeless person, like this is kind of cute. You know what I mean? Like I'm just
Like me, you mean? Like me?
well, like me right now, I'm like technically still in what I wore to bed. But like for the most part, it's just like, oh, this is kind of fun. I'm getting like a little more feminine, you know? It's just like making things a little bit nicer in my day-to-day life is like something I'm working on.
I love this. Don't forget that fancy sleep. It was one of your themes
Fancy
for the
sleep.
year.
Yes.
So
I have something I think being delivered today. I cannot wait to show you. It's going to be so freaking cute.
it's
So
exciting.
yeah, like a little bit of fancy sleep. I feel like sometimes I get into the house and then I just like turn into a homeless person, like with how I look and how I'm acting. It's like, no, I want to romanticize my night. Like whether I'm going to have a glass of water and a nice meal and like, what am I doing? Am I like live this life?
Hmm.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm just letting it slip by and I'm numb to it all.
Oh, I think
Yes.
that happens to all of us. Like, because 'cause you're just doing the day in and day out, right? Trying to just get through your day.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
I think that's kind of normal. That's why I do actually love travel because it breaks everything up.
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
very much so.
I'm trying to think if I have any other joy rituals.
Mm, I mean, cuddling with Nico is always a joy. We know your joy ritual, Karina. You've
Yeah,
talked to it on here many times.
yeah,
Let's not discuss that.
I know. Poor
Um,
Josh. He didn't get his
I've
joy ritual last night.
so Josh once in a while, well, there was a period where he tried to do meditation. And so he would sit in our bedroom and be cross-legged and like actually do a meditation. And he accidentally on your Aura Ring app, he accidentally pushed something on it that started a meditation. So he immediately felt like he had to do it. So he like immediately sat down and starts doing meditation. Well, I walk in 2 minutes into it. I'm like, wait, what's going on in here? And he was like, sit down with me and do this meditation. I accidentally hit it on my app. And I'm like, okay. But I sat down in front of him and we just laughed the whole last 2 minutes. Cause it was making me laugh I was like, what? I don't understand what happened. He was like, I don't know what happened. I feel like I was supposed to do this meditation. And I was thinking, everyone talks about how meditation is so, so good for you. But for whatever reason, I have really struggled trying to make myself do it.
I think meditation can be beyond what we consider sitting with our eyes closed, legs
Hmm.
crossed, that. I think meditation can be walking, exercise, journaling.
Hmm.
I think there's different ways to meditate that maybe aren't just the do nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, especially if you think of it in terms of like taking yourself out of your head, or like
Yes.
the day-to-day. I think sitting and laughing with your husband is like a perfect meditation.
Yeah. It's almost like
Yeah.
Talk
dropping
about
into the
joy.
present moment.
Although we were laughing because we're like, this aura ring is not going to show that you were meditating and your heart was stopped, man. Like, which I think is the point of it, because it's trying to show that you're restored. I was like, yeah, you're not going to be restored. Like, we both laugh. Sorry, this is TMI, but we both laugh when we have an
Unfiltered-ish.
activity jump right up onto our aura ring thing afterwards, because we're like, oh, that put us in zone 3 and 4.
Does it suggest like cycling question mark or
Cycling
yoga?
or knocking the
Yeah.
boots.
Ours because there's no option to choose just that. So,
Do you want
in
me to
my
say it for you? Do you want me to say the word sex for you? Is this
well,
hard? Is this hard?
in my aura ring, it just says Josh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What if it says Josh on everybody's Aura ring? What if it's just the code for sex on everybody's Aura ring? I don't think I want it, or I know you guys love yours. I just sounds like so stressful. It's just another thing to manage.
I think it feels like a game. That's why I like it. You know what I really appreciate from it though is I think I manage my stress relatively well. And I think I do a pretty good job.
Mhm.
But while I was going through a very big milestone during the month of April, I noticed for 2 weeks my stress levels were off the charts. And I wouldn't have known that because I thought I was managing so well. Like I was getting more sleep but like my heart rate was very, very high most days.
Mhm.
And I think by seeing that, it just gave me a little bit of permission to be like, hey, Karina, I think you need a few more breaks.
Yes.
Karina, like
Okay.
you maybe overdid it. And like as I was watching it, and I didn't realize I was so elevated for such a long time, I was like, the only reason I feel like I came down the way I did was because I recognized what was happening and I was letting myself stay at that level. And I like took a day off and
Hmm.
then I rested and then I got some more sleep and I made Josh take me on multiple dates. Like I did things that I think I would not have done if I hadn't seen the writing on the wall. And that's what the Aura Ring does for me. I don't know if that's great for everybody else, but for me, I clearly am not self-aware enough. I wish I was. I wish as an
Yes.
adult we were self-aware. But man, I really
I think
stink
I'm
at it.
I'm realizing I'm not using it to the full potential. You mentioned the word restored, and you know how it tells you whether you're like stressed, engaged, relaxed, restored. I'm just going through my past week and I have like zero time ever in restored. So this is
Mhm.
interesting to me. So what I think I should do is pay more attention to how my days are going, and maybe at the end of every day, like look back and see if I ever hit the restored, what the heck was I even doing? What was that about? Because
Yeah, does it give you tips? Like if you've never hit restored, how on earth would you be able to do it?
You
Well,
just
there's like a relaxed in there, but I have to read
Yeah,
more about how to
restored.
get into restored.
Yeah.
Um, like this day your body didn't experience many high stress peaks or restorative moments, a neutral day as far as your stress levels go. Does that sound right as you look back? And I'm realizing I'm not really, I need to check in nightly to go back. Like I usually use it for like sleep and like my activity and like my
Mhm.
score and like tracking my menstrual cycle. But I think I could probably benefit from when am I stressed and when am I restored and how do I get that more in balance?
Nikki, I'm looking at mine, and today we went and did our laser treatments, and then we
Yeah.
went to lunch, and I have multiple restored points during
Are you
that
saying
time
that I
period.
restore you? That's what I'm
Yes.
getting from this.
Yeah. So, Nick, like for me, I look at it on a daily basis and I'm like, oh, what did I do today? Oh, clearly going and getting a facial makes me feel
Hmm.
restored. Going to lunch or breakfast with a friend makes me
Hmm.
feel restored. And then since then, like even during this podcast, I'm actually in a relaxed state. But it was when I was trying to remember, Nick, we were trying to do multiple things right before this.
Yes,
I'm in an engaged state. And that's,
that
I
makes
spend a
sense.
lot of time
Natalie,
being
check your
engaged.
March. See if I restored you in March.
I am actually relaxed now during this podcast, which is good. But does your Aura Ring miss data? Like I'm missing like 3 hours this morning. It says no data.
No.
I have to figure out why that's happening. But for the most part, so March, you want me to check March?
Yeah, check March. See if I restored you in March. I was like,
Yeah.
your March was incredibly stressful. Is there someone sitting on your sofa every time you come out to your living room?
My
Oh,
my especially last week of March, but the last 2 weeks of March were pretty bad. Like that's I think when I was having pretty bad stressful time periods, which makes sense. I was under the deadline of getting everything in by April 3rd. So
Mhm.
yeah. I have large gaps in my readings.
I think it must be
Hmm.
your ring.
Yeah. Maybe it's not the best size or something.
Also, I track all my travel. So I will put in tags when I travel, and it now tells me every time I travel, I get some percentage less of sleep those days, which is true. Every single time my travel, like almost puts me back into sleep debt, and then I have to pay it off, as I go.
I don't
And
really
then,
track my travel or my tags until it prompts me like, whoa, this metric was way out of line. What could have contributed? And then it has a little tag thing. So then I'm like, oh, travel, like then I'll click it. But I'm
oh,
not proactive about it.
I'm super proactive. So I track travel, I track Josh. I track other things related to Josh. I'm going to say that. I track hot
X.
baths. I track hot baths and hot showers. I know that sounds weird, but because I have had so many sleep problems over the last year, I wanted to see if hot baths and hot showers, because you can read trends in Aura, and one of the things it said was hot baths increases REM sleep by 2%. And so I was like, "Ooh, I'm interested in this to see if that helps," and it does. Like when I
Mm,
warm up my body before I go to sleep, I usually sleep. I have more REM sleep. So I'm just playing with it to see what's going on.
yeah, I do like it. It's helpful to get in tune with what is happening in your body.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, when I take a new medication, I almost always get a thing that says minor signs, like my body is
Mm.
struggling to take care of whatever that
Weird.
medication is.
I will say that's alarming. When I see the minor signs or major signs, and I wake up and the screen is bright red or orange, I think I turned it off actually. I'm like, that's freaking me out. I don't like to see it. But like for the last couple days, this might also be why I've been so overwhelmed. The last couple days, it says my heart rate variability is out of whack. Like what's contributing to it? I'm like, I don't know. Tell me what's contributing to it. Um, so so it's affecting my overall readiness and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just interesting. I mean, I think if you let it rule your life, that's no good. But I really got it for the sleep because I was tracking my sleep because I wish I had had it for the last 2 years so I would know how much REM and deep sleep I was getting because I don't think I was getting much, if any at
Hmm.
all, because I was waking so much up in the night. So anyway,
Would you say your aura ring brings you joy?
I think knowledge is power.
Mm, I think
I
it would
think
stress me
you
out.
two bring me joy.
agree. I mean, the fact that you guys feature so often in my joy meditations is evidence that you guys bring me joy.
Do
Mhm.
Melody and the girls show up in your
Mhm,
joy meditations as well?
mhm, absolutely. And sometimes I spend time with my mom and my brother. But
Hmm.
sometimes when I think about the thing that brings me joy from the past that I move into, it'll be spending time with like the whole family when dad was still around, and like even like I'll think about little Zuzu and her being around, and I'll think about kind of the I guess that'd be five if you include the dog, all of us all together, and kind of a little bit revised reality, because dad will be older, but he will be perfectly cognizant and will be sitting around playing a game or whatever, having snacks or something. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Do
I
you
do
ever have
want to.
something? Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
No,
Karina.
go, Natalie.
Do you ever have something pop into your mind during a joy meditation? And you're like, oh no, I don't want to get that one person out or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stuff will kind of pop in, but I every once in a while. I think in general when I'm thinking about something that just feels so good, it's easier to stick with it. If something pops in, I'll just kind of like gently like redirect, instead of like just kind of like that's not the direction I want to go. I want to stay over here. And then sometimes if I'm in a scene and I'm like kind of losing the emotion, then I'll go to a different scene, or like, ooh, if I was sitting having coffee with my husband looking at our backyard, maybe we're talking about, I'm so excited because Natali and Carina are coming to stay. And this is my first time showing them the new house. And like, oh, and then we're going to take them up for dinner, or we're going to have dinner here or whatever, like, or we're going to have a chef come and we're going to do like a little cooking class in my new kitchen, our new kitchen, and, all that kind of stuff. So it's like kind of playing with iteration, playing on like, oh, what fun thing could happen? And then what fun thing could happen? And then what would make that awesome? And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
fun. It's a really nice way to start the
I
day.
just think the observation, Nikki, as I've been watching you do this, has been that I think this, I hope this, I don't know, you guys can tell me, is the case for all human beings, but joy really doesn't come from things, it comes from people.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
Mm-hmm.
comes from experiences. Like the
Mm-hmm.
joy is, if it's not with a person, it's sitting on a balcony in Positano. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
that magic of being in a
Yeah.
place, and then
Mm-hmm.
the magic of being with people that you really love and enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's always such an interesting thing when, especially the three of us owning business and constantly having to worry about finances and building things up. But at the end of the day, when it really all comes down to it, it's like all the joy really actually revolves around two things, like a beautiful place and people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's rare. Sometimes part of the joy of meditation, like I said, sometimes it will be like checking my accounts or hearing from my accountant, and and that's really fun to be like, oh, look at this is how much my net worth has gone up, and
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I've done a single joy meditation where it's been me alone the whole time. Sometimes it'll be me upstairs doing some work and then coming downstairs and either friends or loved ones are there, or but yeah, it doesn't I need
And
to be
based
with
on
the
that,
people I
why did
love.
we think that you could do Bear Lake for
I
3 weeks by
don't
yourself?
know. I don't know. I like look because I know that sometimes I need time alone. As it turns out though, sometimes I really need to be around
Well,
people.
I don't know if you remember this, Nikki, but before we had this plan, I think I said to you, maybe you should come to Salt Lake every weekend. Like be up at Bear Lake and come home every weekend or come home. My home's your home now, Nikki.
Both of your homes are my home. Everyone everywhere I touch becomes my new home. So
I'm
that's what I
like,
know.
you should come back on the weekends. And it's so funny because even last week I knew I was leaving for DC on Saturday, but I I don't know if I suggested to you, but I thought in my head, she should come on Thursday or Friday to the Salt Lake house and just be with me until I leave for DC. And technically she could stay all weekend if she wanted to, just to have a break. But then I was like, I didn't want to encroach on your like, oh, I'm getting it done time. So I didn't want to like,
Mhm.
because I don't know, maybe some people really can do it by themselves for
Yeah,
weeks
I
on
mean,
end.
well, and at that point too, I mean, that was the first week that I was alone. So I was still like, all right, this is gonna be great. I can do this.
Hmm.
But yeah, by the time I was really kind of climbing the walls a little bit. And could I have done it? Like if I now granted the plan was always for me to come back down here for this Friday so we could get little tiny pins stuck into our faces. Not really little, it just feels like thousands of little tiny pins. But the original plan would be I was going back up there tomorrow morning or Sunday morning, and
it works out great that you're here. And I'm like, I mean, in my mind, the barn is a guest house. So it's like easy peasy. Also, you're a friend who understands that I work and that I'm going to show up in this guest house to work. You know, I think it's harder. I haven't had a guest who isn't, I guess my sister Yanni, but we were leaving for Korea the next day. So it wasn't like I was working in the barn, but yeah.
When
So
I
easy.
mean, you guys both know I love working next to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have to be working on the same thing, but I love working, and periodically, one of us will say something or ask a question or, but like, oh, I love working next to other people.
That was probably the funnest thing about being in Phoenix. Like when we were like outside by the pool working, or we're both sitting in front of on the sofa working. And then Natali would be at the table. The two of us would be at the couch. I was like, this feels very good. Really good.
Yeah, which is why, surprise, Natali and I are coming to Hawaii with you and family. Josh is gonna be like, I finally get some quality time with my wife, and we're gonna be like, surprise, Josh, you're gonna have to find a different room to stay in because Natali and I are staying with Carina.
Aloha.
So great. Aloha. You're welcome, Josh.
I mean, even this is so funny now that we're in so many places, but like I have to go to Chicago immediately after because I'm going to the H&H America shows. And Nicki was just like, that's only an hour and a half away from Wisconsin where I'm going to be. How do we figure out how to see each other? And I'm just like, this seems so ridiculous because I'll just seen you like literally a week
Yeah, but how
before.
cool is this? I think that's part of what make 2026 is great. We're just constantly like popping up where the other ones are. You never know. Maybe there's gonna be a snowstorm or something, and you get stuck in snowstorm in Salt Lake, and then you get stuck in Chicago for a bonus night, and then I come down there.
I like that you put that on Salt Lake. You were like, it's not happening in Wisconsin.
If it happens in Chicago or in Wisconsin, then it's going to be hard for me to drive down there, and I want to be able to drive down there. Yeah,
that's true. All right, I think we'll wrap this one up. That was fun, you guys.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys. Bye.